So I won't take first presented gap in this scenario. I won't be taking that gap. I want to wait for the other one. I'll see if we get an entry on this lower gap. 16.75. See if we get that lower presented gap for price. If we get that, then cool. Right. $260.75. Okay, so this is the trade inside of London. We're going to use that first short-term high for price as a point to trail stops and reduce risk. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So as you can see here, our stop is below all bullish PD rays. That will send this trade in favor, hence why our stop placement's at the low. We are protected by this bullish PD ray, so the bullish gap, another bullish PD ray, which is this bullish gap, and then we have inverse order block, which is going to be our breaker block, which is paired with this gap, and also a bullish order block at the low as well. So essentially what we're doing is using this first short-term high, as you can see, so a point to trail stops. So as you guys know, when you're in a position, your only job as a trader is to manage risk. Suspect, I won't be talking about any off-topic conversations. So if anyone's got any trading related questions, then put them in the chat. If you've got any questions, let me know. Five 100k top step accounts, good move or stupid purchase, that's fine. So have you already passed them, or are you looking to pass them? If you're looking to pass them, make sure you run it on a 2-day pass and run it between other firms. As I say, you should always stick to the 50k accounts. They're cheaper to purchase, quicker to pass, quicker to pay out. The daily's bullish, 4 hours bullish, hourly's bullish, and the 15's either neutral or bullish. I haven't even looked at the 15, there's no point. Reason why not entry on first presented gap. I seen there's an unrealistic risk to reward inside of London, so I wanted something more realistic. So looking not around 50%, but something a little bit closer to 50% would be more ideal in this scenario. As I said, there's always different scenarios that you can use for price. When you have an entry for price, you can either choose to take the entry with a smaller position size and a bigger stop, or you can choose to essentially seek 50%. Now, the chances of you getting 50% is definitely a probable scenario that is less likely a lot, but if that's your kind of only choice for a realistic risk to reward, then that's what you have to do. So that's what we did. So I got a relatively decent, I got a very good fill. You can see 277.75. So when you're in a position, especially when you're newer to this business, it's easy to look at other things or try be, a time portal for the future. But your only job is to manage risk. So that's the only thing that you should be paying attention to, is managing risk. Everything else is outside of your control. Is it better to trade only the New York AM session? If you want to make more money, then trade the London and also the New York PM. But if you can only trade the New York AM, then only trade the New York AM. I wouldn't be trading London if I wasn't making money. TS moved to the next high. What next high? Yeah, one thing I didn't really understand is how some of you guys were still in the position yesterday. But obviously happened, so So as of now, this order block is what's actually against us. As of now, we just inverse the bullish order block, so it's actually disrespecting bullish PD raise. Okay, so that's obviously not in our favour. So I'm getting close to this flatten all button here. So inversing that order block, I can use it as a point to reduce risk on the position. Only if we inverse that bearish order block. Otherwise we'll get taken out of this trade. Okay, so if this bearish order block's respected, then we get stopped out. If it gets inversed, then we can manage our position. Nah, mate, she was joking, innit? She was joking. Alright, so we're respecting the bearish order block, so we're going to get stopped out. So your only job's to manage risk. You know, there's no point, as I said, the likely scenario here is that we get stopped out, but you wouldn't be here to predict the future. Yeah, so here it comes, there you go. I'll speak to you guys for the next London macro. Actually, matter of fact, I'll speak to you guys for the New York. So at 9:20 a.m. EST, we don't take second trade inside of London. I'll speak to you guys for the New York. Take it easy. If you guys got any questions, put it in the chat. If you want to ask a question or anything, I will never speak about anything off topic again inside of this Discord. I'm sick of it. I'm not speaking to anyone who wants to talk about fucking raw milk or any of that shit. Okay, so only people who have questions regarding trading related questions, otherwise I won't speak. And that's basically it. So that's how we are moving forward. Okay, I'll speak to you guys shortly for the New York. So that's likely it. It's going to run. If it's going to run, it will run now. Because ES has just fully filled that gap, so that's likely it. Still be open for an entry if it gives it to us, but we might not get what we're looking for. No, I'm not entering off this ES tap. I want to fill an NQ. There we go.
Order filled.
Holy shit. Fucking, that was a loud one, mate, I'll tell you that. I don't know why it was projected out like that. Right, 25525. So we use that first short-term high as a point to trail the position. Oh, the order notifications are on. That's probably why it was so loud. All of the accounts are getting off. That's why. Right, 25525. That limit order. I love limit entries sometimes. If I get the option to use a limit, I will use a limit. It gives you the cleanest fill that you can ever get. So my 2-to-1 is from where it's meant to be. We're looking at 1.63, and then we're looking at a flat 2-to-1. Lunch highs is fully break even, and this high is trail stops. That's basically it. those who are asking about ES inversing again, it inversed it after the entry. So it traded into it and then it inversed. So it traded into the entry, then it inversed. If it traded into it, inversed.
Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness.
It didn't.
I just wanted you to know
Draws lunch highs.
that baby you're the best. I got my red dress on tonight, dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Done my hair up real big, beauty queen style. High heels off, I'm feeling alive. Oh my God, I feel it in the air. Telephone wires above, are sizzling like a snare. Honey, I'm on fire, I feel it everywhere. Nothing scares me anymore. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know that baby you're the best. I got that summertime sadness.
And then we have this gap on ES and a gap on the Nasdaq. I wasn't satisfied with the premature entry on ES, just as far as the risk to reward and managing risk. I wanted to see an entry on the Nasdaq, otherwise I would take this position. You know, I'd wait until Thursday tomorrow. So as far as managing risk, we haven't put in any short-term high. I don't know if is that short-term high. Yes. So essentially, once this candle closes, if price trades up, takes this high, we use it with the short-term low to manage risk. So you can see we just put in that short-term high. So as far as reducing risk when we take TS, short-term high, you wouldn't essentially be trading to anywhere because that's not a short-term low. So only once this candle closes above or has taken short-term high with this low, then you can trail. Two 5-5-2-5. Yes, it's definitely in. Let me just double check. 2-5-5-2-5 is the one. It's actually 2-5-5-0-0. See, I've got, you got to be very crucial about where you actually have your stop at. So now our stops are at 270.75. Let me just make sure 270.75 is the correct number. Yes. So I'm going to hit this on all of the accounts. 270.75. And then if you cancel your other order below, for those of you using Tradeovate, so if you get stopped out and then price runs, you don't want to get into a short after. That's not what you want to see on your screen. So we can use this other high here as a point to trail stops. Obviously lunch highs is the very obvious break-even point. Well, that was a pretty aggressive move there, so that's minus 0.5 R. What was that? 209. Right, well, that's basically concluded the PM session, so minus 0.5 R there. Yeah, that's not really algorithmic at all. There's nothing we could have done about that one. I wonder what fill I got on that. Because I don't know. I don't know if I would have got filled at that short-term low or not really, I don't know. So that's the PM session, and then I'll speak to you guys tomorrow for London, which will be at obviously the same time as usual. Yeah, basically, you know, today we upgraded the Discord. I, you know, filled in the 0% tax section. I'm not sure where we're currently sat this month. I think we're currently sat at 0.5 R profit, so we're just around break even almost. Could say just above break even, so we haven't made any progress this month. I mean, look, in 2025, this is nothing, mate. Wait until you guys experience what I experienced in 2025, which was 4 months of just kind of pretty stagnant, really. The move 25 to 70 was 2 loss today. Yeah, so we took a loss in London. What was the result in London? I can't actually remember. Yeah, it was minus 0.8 R. Yeah. So minus 0.8, minus 0.5, so that's minus 1.3 R. Yeah, so we're basically... I think I got slipped on that position though. I don't know how bad it was, but... yeah, so it's probably, like, I mean, on the day, it's probably like minus 1.5 R. I would say it's about 1.5, 1.6 R on the day. So that concludes the day. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow inside of London. That's basically it. Also with CPI on Friday, I'll be live on CPI, so I'll kind of guide you guys through. I'll guide you guys through it on how you can hit it on all of your accounts, basically. But yeah, you're always going to get scenarios like this for price when it's just completely out of your control. I mean, this is a market that no one can predict, so this is one of those scenarios. I mean, I don't even know what caused that, to be honest. similar scenario to this. I'll speak to you guys shortly.